welcome back to the car second. My name is Jimmy Prater. I'm a car closer. That's what I am. I close. I close car deals, close them and gross them. And guess who's trying to close and grows? The manufacturers. Now, I got my good friend here, Max Zanan. He's an author of 2 great books. You got to pick them up on Amazon. We'll tell you about where to get them later. But Max is here right now. We're going to talk about subscription from the manufacturer, subscription buying, so-called buying. Max, hey, how you doing today, buddy?
Another day in paradise, Jimmy. Thank you for having me on your show.
Love it, love it. Hey, let's talk about the subscriptions. Tell us exactly how you feel about it. Tell us exactly how the dealers feel about it and who's fighting the manufacturers so they don't continue this process.
So there's a trend where every manufacturer is trying to get into subscriptions. Some are actively doing it, like Volvo. Cadillac just shut down their subscription model, but they're bringing it back in a couple of months. Volvo and Mercedes are piloting a subscription model. So everybody wants to get into it. And the reason they want to do it is because it allows the manufacturer to break the franchise laws, right? So the franchise laws simply state that a manufacturer cannot sell or lease a car directly to the consumer. Consumer has to go to the car dealer, right? And that's the basic.
And state laws too, state laws.
Exactly. And that's the basic protection that car dealers have. So when the franchise laws were written, right, the concept of subscription hasn't existed. So the franchise law does not expressly prohibit a manufacturer subscribing a customer to their vehicle. So the problem is this. Let's say you're a Volvo dealer. And before subscriptions, you had to compete with other Volvo dealers for business.
Right.
And that's fine. That's the nature of the game. But now your own factory enters the market, and now you compete with other Volvo dealers and with your own factory. Not only that, this is the factory that comes back to you and says, hey, Mr. Dealer Principal, you need to spend $5 million to renovate your showroom. Or, hey, Mr. Dealer Principal, we're going to hold your allocation, because we need these cars for the subscription model. And they completely cut the dealer out, right? The consumer does not have any interaction when they choose to subscribe to the vehicle. They don't go to the dealer's website. They don't go to the dealership itself, right? It's directly with the manufacturer. So now we're losing F&I revenue. We're losing service revenue. Right? We're losing sales referrals, right? It's a terrible idea for the dealer. I mean, let's be honest. Manufacturers are dying to sell direct. They're looking at Tesla and they're salivating, right? And Tesla is going to move all of their sales online now, right? They're going to shut down majority of their stores. Right. And if they're successful, all these manufacturers are trying to do the same. So I have to give credit to California Dealer Association that actually stood up to this insanity, and said this is no good, and I don't understand how come other states' dealer associations are not following in their footsteps. State dealer association is there to lobby and protect the interest of a dealer.
What's NADA doing about it?
So NADA is also pretty slow because I think they have to team up and just, start an effort to protect the dealer's interest.
It's kind of like NADA works both ends of the sword anyways. The dealers and the manufacturers. They're kind of stuck in the middle.
Right. But again, you see, I think there's a small percentage of population that will enjoy a subscription model. But I think the dealer should be doing it. Because let's say you're a dealer and you have multiple rooftops, right? Why can't you do your own subscription model? You just buy the software, right? And I come to you, let's say you're a Chrysler dealer, right? Mm-hmm. You can put a Ram truck in your subscription model, right? Mm-hmm. A very desirable vehicle. You can put a Challenger in your subscription model, right? Mm-hmm. Very desirable vehicle. You can put a Grand Cherokee, a Wrangler, right? And that's a lot of fun.
And lets them come back to you as a dealer.
Exactly. And
but we know, let's get back to Tesla. Tesla, their sales aren't slipping because because you can only buy online. Their sales, they got bigger problems than that. Wouldn't you agree or no?
I mean, listen, I think Tesla is, I don't know. I'm not a fan.
Yeah, me neither.
First of all, there's no service department. Think about it.
I mean, you can only buy them in what, 21 or 22 states?
Right. Again, see, I'm very pro dealer, right? So Tesla, they really did break the franchise laws, right? By saying that, hey, we're going to go and sell direct to the customer because it's an electric car and a regular car dealer wouldn't be able to do it, which is total BS. All these manufacturers now are coming out with electrical vehicles, right? And these dealers are going to sell them no problem.
But there's so many issues still with the electrical vehicles. I mean, we could debate this all day long on electrical vehicles, but I mean, they don't go very far. It's 160 something miles, and then the landfills. What are we going to do with the batteries? Put the batteries in the landfills. They can't recycle those.
Not only that, I think that there's no real demand for an electrical car. I think the demand is artificial, and that's why you get a tax credit for $7,500. And the way the law was written is that once the manufacturer makes 200,000 sales, that credit goes away. So I think Tesla and GM, they hit the 200,000 number, and now they're reintroducing a new law in Congress trying to extend it for additional 400,000 sales because they know without the credit, they can't sell
water. Right. They got to have that credit.
That's right.
Interesting. That's very interesting. Well, we know that Tesla tries to circumvent dealers. We know that Tesla tries to circumvent the law. And we know that the manufacturers are participating in the same activity.
That's right.
And we just have to have the dealers stand up to them. And the dealers have had problems standing up to manufacturers. I mean, I know a lot of dealers, they get scared. They honestly get scared to stand up to a manufacturer. They think, they're going to take my franchise. Because that's the first thing they always say. You can't do this because of franchise laws or franchise bylaws or whatever they say.
Right. So the only way to defend against it is to have a plan B. And that plan B should be a phenomenal used car department, right? And a phenomenal service department.
Right. If they come and take your sign, fine. You got a great, outstanding used car department. And I love used cars because you can gross the hell out of customers.
That's right. So
hey, Max, tell us about your books. We want to hear about your books, where you can go buy them.
So, Jimmy, I got 2 books, Perfect Dealership and Car Business 101. Both are available on Amazon. You can get it as a paperback, as a Kindle, and as an audiobook as well. Audiobooks are available on iTunes and audible.com. So you can read it as a paperback, right? You can listen to it in your car as an audiobook, or you can read it on your electronic e-reader.
Right.
Do something, because there's a lot of valuable information in these books.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And these books that are designed to help dealers and dealership employees to be better, and if you are better than your competition, you're going to do what? You're going to make more money.
I've got them both. I read them both. And Max, thanks again. It's been enjoyable talking to you. I appreciate it. Thank you for your time. And Max, do yourself a favor, and everybody else do yourself a favor with a smile on. Next time you meet a customer, my name is Jimmy Prater. Go close something.